Hi everyone, this is Menz here, playing the Tier 3 American cruiser, the St. Louis. And the St. Louis, since it is a cruiser, it doesn't have a ton of armor. However, it does have a crap ton of guns, if you see down here. It has 14, I believe, 152 millimeter guns for its main armament, and then it does have smaller guns as the secondary guns, but they're not used very often. Now, there are a few tier 4s in here, and definitely have to be careful against those battleships. I'm going to be heading over here, southern side of the map, instead of up in the upper right hand corner. So oftentimes a lot of battleships head up there. Now, I'm going to be using HE to start out with, and then I'm going to be swapping over to AP once I get closer so I can do more damage. Now, you can find World of Warships content on mensgaming.com. Wakaru is still going to be for World of Tanks, but I'm going to be doing anything as far as other games like World of Warships over on Men's Gaming, just to keep Wakaru the same and not do anything drastic. Now, one thing in World of Warships to keep in mind is you really want to play as a team, stay together. So I'm going to try to stick with these 3 other guys down here. And by doing this, you're going to increase your chances of surviving. If you try to play like a lone wolf, you're not going to last very long. Staying together, you have better anti-aircraft abilities. You're going to be able to focus on enemies and kill them faster, and hopefully not stay too close to where you're going to get hit by a lot of torpedoes. Now, unfortunately, Tier 3 to Tier 4, you're going to feel like aircraft carriers are very difficult to counter, especially the torpedo bombers, because early cruisers and battleships don't have very good anti-aircraft capability. So it's just something to keep in mind, because it will change once you get up to Tier 5, Tier 6. You'll be a little better equipped to deal with these fighter planes. You know, they have torpedoes incoming, but they're not going to be able to reach me. And there's actually a lot more enemies over here than we have ships. So I'm actually going to turn, hopefully not hit this guy who's stuck on the island, so I don't get trapped. You don't want to... Definitely don't want to get too close to destroyers. I might actually hit this. Or at least I'm gonna... Oh god, I got myself in a bad spot. There are torpedoes incoming. Don't want to be hit by that one, but it looks like I'm gonna be fucked. Yeah, that was a huge mistake on my part. It's just unfortunate, this guy's stuck and he's not moving. Be very nice if he would get out of my way, because I'd be able to get off really easily here. So I'm gonna have to try to reverse off of it. And this guy's fucking shooting at me too. What a jackass. He pretty much just took out one of my guns and caused quite a bit of damage. Now you can single out targets with your anti-air, and also your secondary guns when they get close. Okay, so I'm gonna get nailed here. Hey, that guy's finally moving. So I'm finally gonna be able to get out of here. Maybe. I am getting a little closer than I thought. Which, yeah, I'm stuck again. This is very embarrassing. However, at least the enemy can't hit me too well. This is a guide how not to drive a St. Louis. Hopefully I get some hits on his citadel here. Okay, it's just... he stopped. Okay, that's kind of odd that he stopped. So hell, I'll just aim right center mass at him then. Let's get this party started. He's backing up now for some reason. If I can get a good hit on his citadel, then I'll be in business here. Unfortunately, he is a battleship, so it is hard to penetrate their armor. I probably should swap over to HE, so I'm going to do that. I'm just looking for that one big hit. Let's see if the third time's the charm here, and if I can get around this island once and for all. Now I have noticed that in this beta phase they have made it a little easier to get stuck on islands. Basically there's a larger shore area and shallow water than I've noticed before. Not exactly a bad thing, but it definitely does catch you off guard. Okay, he's coming this way again. Hopefully they don't ram each other. That's what happens when you ram each other. You basically both take a shit ton of damage and die. Alright, so I'm going to head on the right side of this island here. Hopefully I can catch up and do damage to him before he gets taken out. Nah, never mind. They hit him with a shit ton of torpedoes. Now against aircraft carriers, you want to use high explosive shells. If you catch them on fire, they're going to be unable to launch any ships. And you're also going to be doing damage to them. They often do not have a lot of armor either, so you're going to be doing more damage with high explosive than AP anyway. But it's something, if you can keep them on fire, you're going to be good to go, because they're not going to be able to send any additional fighters at you, and torpedo bombers, dive bombers, etc., etc. Now you want to aim kind of midship for them, but a little bit towards the back, usually. So, unfortunately, here comes some torpedo bombers. I want to make him believe that I am heading right here. And I'm going to start to straighten out, because he's getting pretty close and he's going to drop torpedoes here. Just going to straighten out, so hopefully I only get hit by one at most. That's how you get around torpedoes. It's all a game of cat and mouse. You always want to face directly ahead when a torpedo's coming. You never want to go parallel to it because they're going to be able to basically just rip you apart.
Enemy aircraft carrier blown up.
We have this one last carrier back here. But oftentimes I like to do what I did with those torpedoes. I would kind of head one way, and right before they drop them, I start to straighten out, because a lot of people don't really plan too well when they fire torpedoes. Good people playing carriers will actually take two different sets of torpedo bombers, fire one at one angle, another at another angle, so regardless of where you go, you're going to get completely fucked up by them because there's no way to dodge them all. I'm hopefully going to keep this guy on fire. Here's another round of torpedo bombers coming my way, but hopefully I can get him out before they get to me. Okay, here they are, so I'm actually gonna start turning, yeah, never mind. I probably should have kept turning left and away from them instead of towards them like I started to, but regardless, we won. So even though I was stuck on an island for most of the game, I did pretty well for my faults in this battle, to say the least. Overall, experience-wise, I didn't get first place, but I got top 2. That story definitely did a pretty damn good job, it looks like. As far as damage goes, did a decent amount of damage against the people where I could hit them because I was stuck on a frickin' island. And it's part of World of Warships. It is a slower paced game than World of Tanks. However, it's equally important to always keep in mind where you're heading, basically the angle torpedoes incoming, prioritizing your anti-air by holding control like I did to bring up your mouse and be able to click on them. You need to be able to lead targets, switch between HE and AP, fire torpedoes. So there's a lot going on, even though it looks like a very slow-paced and kind of boring game. There are several things for you to do to be able to basically micromanage things. Now, as you see, there is a level up system in World of Warships, unlike World of Tanks. It basically unlocks the game as you progress, and I just reached level 5, so I had now unlocked a ship commander, which, going back to the port here, let's click on him. He's much like the crew of your ship in World of Tanks, and as you gain experience with him, like a crew in World of Tanks, instead of there being multiple crew members, there's only one ship commander, and you can move them between ships, much like World of Tanks. You're going to want to keep your cruiser captain in the cruiser, and so on and so forth. However, as you level up, you're going to be able to pick different perks like World of Tanks, and specific ones tied to, say, basic survivability. You're going to help out here. However, these are mainly for battleships, as you see available on battleships for repair work. So in a cruiser, you won't really want that. However, secondary armament, you're going to be able to unlock better anti-aircraft performance. And cruisers, once you get past tier 4, they start getting a lot of AA on them. And basically, it gives you options to tailor your crew, or in this case, your commander, to your specific needs. Now, going back to the profile, level 6, is basically equipment in World of Tanks, and this is going to be upgrades, and pretty sure they still call them modifications. And I'm unable to do that now because I haven't unlocked it in this phase of the beta, but they play out very similar to how World of Tanks. Once you unlock them under your modules, there'll be an option for 1, 2, 3, 4 and more modifications. Basically, the higher tier the ship, the more modifications you're going to be able to put on it. Lower tiers, you only have 1 or 2 spots to be able to put it in it, and it increases just various things like you would expect, very similar to World of Tanks. So the game is very similar to World of Tanks, but it does have its own little twist on things since it is a completely different setting. And I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and stay tuned for more coming up on this YouTube channel, and check out my website, menzgaming.com/World of Warships, for my World of Warships content I am publishing. Anyway, thanks again for watching.